Good afternoon, everyone. I am your host, Bearded Panda 416, Irish Velican on TikTok, or that guy who rickrolled everyone last year.
I love you, Robert.
Love you too, Luke. So the last time I was in this stage, I rickrolled everyone. Who wants to see me do it again?
Me!
Well, I'm disappointing you.
No balls.
But who knows? I might not. That's the mystery. And I might have a trick up my sleeve. Or should I say armour, thanks to the Irish Spartan.
Yuppa.
But without further ado, let me introduce our wonderful panellists. Our first one, you may know them as Cullen Rutherford from Dragon Age, or the Courier from Fallout 76. Introducing Teyrncrow!
Yup, G-Money.
I hope you guys enjoy this. This will be a wonderful panel.
Followed by Valka Haddock from How to Train Your Dragon and Mother Lilith from Diablo.
Hi guys.
Galacticwatercolour. Sorry.
You're all good. Hi guys. My name's Shannon, or Galacticwatercolour, and I've been cosplaying for about 12, 13 years. So, long while.
And last but not least, Mother Miranda from the Resident Evil, and 1,000 other faces. Give it up for Acidikid!
Hi. Hi, I'm Danny. I feel like everybody knows me. Hi. Nice to meet you.
You also want to take a seat?
Can I?
I'd love to, but I can't.
Hold on.
Well,
Okay, I'm super comfy for you, don't worry.
You can't sit. My
Hold
Hi. Close enough.
on. Right, so,
Hold on. I'm not moving. I've got great posture in this. I'm on my back.
introducing Teyrncrow. Here's a little bit about yourself, if you want to tell the crowd.
Hey, so I've been cosplaying for a few years. I mainly do foam spinning, so I'm a bit of a foam nerd over here, and I always love making fantasy stuff. So whether you're seeing this or one of my many other cosplays, I always love figuring out new ways to achieve a fantasy look. And yeah, so you got plenty of stuff there, and yes, Baby No Money, best thing. 1800. He's my hero.
Shout out to Baby No Money. Baby Nos. Next we have... Oh, it's Acidikid next. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sean.
It's alright.
Rejected.
Yeah, I'll just walk off. Womp womp. Bye.
Skill issue.
I introduce myself, or...
Yeah, Acidikid.
Hi, I'm Danny. I've been cosplaying for what? It's 2025. It's coming on 7 years now. Been seen a while. I do a lot of horror mostly, but I love any kind of cosplay. Like I love making things. I do lots of things, but mostly I do performing. I love performing. I've been performing my whole life, and I love performing through cosplay, stuff like that. I don't know what to say. Yeah.
And next is the wonderful Galacticwatercolour.
I was about to say, if I'm not there, I'm gone.
Oh no, you're not there.
So my name is online, it's Galacticwatercolour, or it's Shannon, or Shani as a lot of people know me. Like I said, I've been cosplaying for 12, 13 years, give or take the classic cosplays that have come out. And I specialise in foam smith, and I'm branching into LEDs now, but I kind of a lot of the time choose the cosplay characters that are niche, so kind of coming up with patterns and like trying to create characters based on just artwork alone is kind of something that I really enjoy because of the challenge of it.
I get the struggle.
Yeah, so when you're looking at a character and you realise, oh, there's actually, no reference to kind of go off or what you want to build, trying to come up from scratch, so that's kind of where I get my favourite part of cosplay is creating something from scratch.
I feel that's so bad. There are no high quality
images of Pusher in existence on Google, so I made do. Yeah, no, 100%. Art books, my best friend.
Trying to make Cullen, I had to take concept art. Brutal.
Such is the life of cosplay.
You can't say nothing, you're literally on the cover art of the game. And the main menu.
I mean,
Yeah.
And the opening cutscene.
What's that about, guys? What's that about?
In HD, mind you.
listen, how there's not many references in terms of how to go about. Yeah, I look at the cover and I
Not
go,
many references, you say.
how am I gonna
Literal cover art.
Yeah, but you look like the back. Ain't nobody
You're
looking
in
at the
Call of
back
Duty.
of her.
Bro, I'm sort of making a cosplay of a D character from a background scene.
Wait a minute, I thought you were the skin for Pyro from TF2.
I'm not.
Oh no.
I'm not. I'm sorry.
Shatter.
No, Outlast though.
Outlast Trials.
Those who know, those I punched you. I'm so sorry. Those who know, I'm devastated.
Because I don't like you.
I'm kidding, guys.
And then there's myself. So I'm with a group called the Ireland 141. I mostly build military style cosplays like Call of Duty, Rainbow Six Siege, so on and so forth. And due to being a bigger guy, I found I prefer tankier or heavier builds. Exhibit A. I've been cosplaying since 2018. My first one was Fallout? Yeah, it was Vault 111 Survivor from Fallout.
We love
Yes.
Fallout.
And as I said when I was introducing everyone on stage, that this time last year, I actually rickrolled everybody in the crowd.
I warn you, if you do that today, very bold.
Yeah, and if anyone remembers the infamous Steal the Moon from Winter 24. Oh, the last part, I was actually meant to come up here and wear a helmet with literally that much vision, and then I was like, I'm going to crease myself there, hit the sofa, fall off the stage, and take out that door.
It'd be really funny though. I love you.
For the bit.
Could have been.
No, come here, I'll do it to you.
No balls.
Anyways, carrying on. Who put Rule 34 up here? I don't know who that is, but I'm assuming Taryn does.
House MD.
Can we say it together? Can we say it together?
Someone said House MD. I was expecting, what do you call it? Like, it's lupus.
It's never liquid.
Always look at it.
Have you tried the medicines?
Let's cut to the chase.
Hey!
Oh, that's way funnier. It's funny to us guys. It's fine. House of Grey.
Anyway, safety is #1 priority in cosplay.
No
For those who refuse to wear PPE, please just do. It's better for your lungs. You have one set, and in general, most things you work with in cosplay are extremely toxic to the human body, especially aerosols. Please, it doesn't cost much. You can get for 15 quid, get a mask, and wear some form of gloves. Even in 59 cents, you can get a pair of red rubber gloves.
I'm low-key guilty of that deal. So am I. But I've learned. Do as we say, not as we do. We're all.
Shan, you lived in Australia. I think you're invincible. Got the credits at this point.
We don't always practice, but we preach.
It wasn't necessarily the PPE. I was more worried about kind of, spooters and the snakes.
Our dropper is real.
Nope.
No. Oh. Who told you that?
Don't worry about it.
So, planning your cosplay. Think about what you want, more flair, historically accurate design fabric, unique touches, and how screen accurate you can get.
So when it comes to making any cosplay, you need to think about these elements. So let's say you want to cosplay Chiro from Voltron. Which of these do you want? Do you want a personal touch? Do you want to go and bedazzle the arm? Do you want to go and, I don't having plain flat fabrics because, well, it's animated, it doesn't have much textures. Do you want this to be overly textured? Are you going, do you know what? Denim. You know what? Corduroy, herringbone. we're going for all the textured fabrics we possibly can. Are you gonna go yak wire fabric? What do you want to do? Are you gonna go leather? Just think of these elements. Like, do you want more details? Do you want it to be flat? Do you want it to go, I think it's based in this time period, so I'm only using what's available, and I'm going to slightly alter the design so it matches that time period.
Like, it is really fun, like, to be able to like incorporate, like, what if this animated character had real clothes? Like, what would it be made out of? I love doing that kind of thing.
That's what I had with Valka, because obviously the live action didn't exist at all in terms of the first one, and then obviously doing Hiccup's mum, actually trying to bring what you're seeing animated on screen into the real life, in terms of, you know, whether I had that decide of whether I'm going to go with, you know, what type of leather I want to go with. Obviously, you know, budget comes into it in terms of faux leather. And then, like, because I was in Australia when I was building it, so trying to see where I need to come up with more ingenious ways of how I'm going to put these props together so that I can actually transport them in a suitcase, or hopefully Irish Post gets it home, that sort of thing. So deciding whether you want to add, like Taryn and Danny were saying, whether you want to add bits of, for example with Valka, I added fake moss and everything just because I won't always 100% stay screen accurate. I like to incorporate a little bit of myself, a little flair, a little something that makes it my own at the same time as staying as accurate as I can, which is one of the best parts. And if you don't like it, just take it off and make something new or change it up a bit, you know?
Because it's not exactly easy to get dragon scales in 2025.
Oh my god. To try to get dragon scale.
I've dealt with the pain, it's impossible.
You could technically go with iguana, but that's against WWE.
With a witch?
You could technically get iguana skin.
Against WWE? Like wrestling?
No, the animal.
Oh.
The world.
Or AF. It's not F, it's EF.
World
The guys with the panda logo, okay?
I know! I know like the wrestlers.
I'm shocked you don't know which the label on that is.
There's too many.
I'm struggling to turn around.
So,
I want to bring the couch out a little bit.
No, we're good.
if you had seen a certain cosplayer's video regarding American Con, they happen to say a very controversial opinion that cosplays don't tell a story. But I would have to say, no, they actually do. So when you think of cosplay telling a story, let's say it's a Fallout cosplay, you're in a post-apocalyptic setting, you should not have clean clothes. You should not look nice. You need to look dirty and grimy. It needs to make sense for the world that you're in. Are you in a warm climate or a hot climate? We're gonna have more dusty griminess, or even, for example, this cosplay, like, this is generally really dirty.
Which world?
Yeah, give us a spin.
Generally, this is really dirty because this is the Mythic Dawn. This is a cult where, you know, they're kind of all literally underground where they're staying, and generally, this is medieval times, right? Fantasy for Oblivion, and it doesn't make sense that this would just be a plain printed robe. It wouldn't look like that if you were actually in that time period. Take it. I was lazy, I painted, but reality, it probably would be sewn at that time period. But even when it comes to the likes of weathering your...
It tells a story. Weathering tells a story. Like, even like the direction you splatter something in. Like, I try and incorporate that. Like, it's all after fading away, but like, I had to weather this whole thing. It was plain. I'm thinking about like, what would be splashing on it? Why is it splashing on it? What direction? Like, aging. I love it. I think it's so... It gives so much.
Yeah, I was the same when I was doing Lilith. She's got a mixture of, there's tea in here instead of like just watered down. There's a mixture of materials now.
Get up and give us a spin.
Tea, coffee, I mean, she smells like coffee. But tea, coffee, you know, so clicked at the back, we're all good. Bleach, obviously. And I did actually take a lighter to her, do it in a safe space. Outside, well ventilation. I did burn and singe edges, fray everything. In my head it was, listen, she's coming out of hell. We ain't gonna be coming out looking pristine, you know, and
The question on everyone's mind is, did you use Nescafe or Maxwell House?
Oh, I couldn't afford the
Or Aldi.
Cafe. Aldi's Lidl's finest.
Oh, take that down.
Run it down.
Another way though, even, let's say you want to do an Elsa cosplay, controls ice. You can get Epsom salt and you can use that and you can like glue it down or attach it. Have it on the sleeves, have it on any gloves, have it on your shoes, or now, a lot of people don't like doing this, I love doing it. Get mud, mix some glue in.
Yep.
It's so hard to actually replicate mud, just use actual mud.
Yep.
It works so well.
Make sure you're getting it somewhere where you don't have pets going in the garden in case you get small one.
Yeah, I know. Don't want that
mud.
kind of mud.
Said mud.
Mud.
Mud. Like dirt?
Yeah, like
I use blood.
Ethically sourced.
Yeah. WWE. Like,
Exactly.
but even like
Yeah.
telling a story, even weapons, like I'm currently working on a new version of my Grey Warden. My sword has blood smears on one side because you're slashing. It's not going to be perfectly clean because I'm doing a own version of my fan theory of end of life, what the Warden would look like. And grimy, blood, dents everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's my favorite part is the actual weathering because up until then I feel like when it comes to drawing out the patterns, kind of measure everything, wrapping tinfoil, duct tape around my body to get kind of somewhat of a cast on it rather than buying a mannequin, then laying everything out, cutting it out of EVA foam, using contact adhesive, whatever you want when I'm gluing it, and then actually making sure everything is more or less precise how I want it. Best part then is, for example, if I'm making this, going at it with a lighter, going at it with a bunch of dirt. That's my best part, favorite part is weathering, just making it look disgusting and dirty. It's the most fun. My bedroom floor is stained.
Easiest way to weather your one, just dive bomb into a mud
Roll
puddle.
around, like, play in the mud. I don't have my glasses on so I can't actually see anything.
So, you've all chosen niche characters. So, Mankar Cameron from Mythic Dawn, Mother Lilith, and what was your character again?
Pusher.
Pusher.
But if he serves, he's normally bald.
Yeah. So it's not your everyday character from anime or Call of Duty or Star Wars.
yeah, it's not like any of us are doing stuff like, oh, Darth Vader. Everyone can do Darth Vader. There's so many files, there's so many patterns. Like, that, like,
You can make something amazing. It can be so impressive, but like, I think part of the fun is making it your own. Like, it's hard, but it's so fun. It's rewarding.
Yeah, like when it comes to niche characters, there isn't a pattern, there's nothing. It's always, I'll get the closest I can to it and then start altering. And it forces you to be more creative.
I used a garden sprayer for this.
Like the weed.
Yeah.
I hope it's
This is
empty.
one of those.
Is it empty?
Don't worry about
Oh, it's
it.
filled with
I think we
vodka.
need to go back to that page that was on
For
scene.
the after. Literally €4 off of adverts. Like, broken. They painted it, carbon paste all over it. It's covered in hair now. We're gonna ignore that, but
See, even the dog got involved, or the cat.
it's mine.
Never mind.
The Daniel got involved.
I'm like turning around.
So yeah, adapting the character to fit more better towards yourself. Because like I'm assuming Pusher is 6'7".
He's just like really disgusting, bald, naked man. Like he goes around and like forget it, he goes around and he's like dirty jocks. Like he's like. So I'm like, how can I make this me? How can I make this cute? Started
Very mindful, very demure.
How can we make this serve? You know, long blonde hair, big glasses, make it my own.
It's a good thing you decided to. When you said naked man, I'm like, okay, it's a good thing you
I thought
decided
about
to add clothes.
No, actually, I bought a full mesh bodysuit, so I am like fully covered, like top to toe. Like, but I wouldn't do that to you guys.
And then like with yourself, Shan, like Mother Lilith is what? Canonically 12 feet tall. So and has the screams of children and petals falling from the sky. Give me a sec, I'll run out of the garden.
petals falling on my hay fever would not appreciate that. Be sneezing, there'd just be paint going everywhere. No, for example, like doing Lilith, and even with like trying to what are you chuckling at? Paint?
Do you want me to go out and get the flowers? I will.
Please don't. I'm begging you.
Probably kill her.
No, with Lilith, like obviously, like she's on the game art, but actually looking at other cosplayers, trying to see kind of how they went about it. Like I have a set of wings at home that do attach onto her, but they only can be used really for shoots, because like walking through venues like this, it is too small. And I usually will start with for example, when I'm starting building her in the first place, first part I wanted to do, because it's the big, in my opinion, it's the biggest part. It's like that makes her silhouette. Like in my head, if you can know a character kind of by his silhouette, I feel like, okay, I'm on the right track. So her headpiece was the first thing that attracted me to Lilith, because it's just this big statement. It's the same with Valka with the horns on her helmet. It's a statement. So when I started with this, I actually I ran out of foam clay, so I actually found Play-Doh was actually a really interesting use. All the little like ridgy bits are a mixture of foam clay and actually Play-Doh, which was a surprise to me. I was like, listen, needs be. And I was actually like, you know what? I could get it like
Hey, at least you have the strawberry scent.
Which strawberry? But no, once I got this, I knew, right, I'm on the right track. I can carry on with this cosplay. And no, I was delighted. So start with one piece. My brain starts with one piece and work your way down. Break it up into sizable chunks, things that are easy for you to manage, as opposed to looking at this massive costume and going, crap, where am I going to start? I always find breaking it up into sections that you can manage, and don't give yourself like 2 weeks before a con and then stress over trying to build the entire thing. We're all guilty of con crunching. I know I am. Looks around, looks away.
I was doing it this morning.
Literally, we were both up until 5 a.m. separate houses. 5 a.m. finishing our cosplays. Don't do that.
I'm guilty of it myself. Especially when it comes to like the body paint. I was coming down here, driving down, and I had like my neck up, covered in paint. I had to stop by and fill up my car with petrol. And it's get a couple of choice looks.
I'd say old Mary Delaney in the Circle K. Now Mary was like, what the Jesus?
I went into Little like this, and all I had was like all the old women looking at me like,
Well, Father, how are you?
Actually,
I actually had some
Mass is tomorrow, not today, love.
no, someone seen me with
Decade of the Rosary is needed now.
It's the Bible, but not the one you want.
The wrong word. I think that's my department. Not the right Bible.
Keep children away. We don't need sacrifices just yet.
Yeah.
She's already been summoned.
Actually, could you imagine the two of us walking in, the three of us walking in somewhere? They're gonna go, okay, yes, someone's summoning something. They shouldn't be
I'm
summoning.
sorry, we'd kill any old lady. Instant heart attack.
Oh, sweet Jesus!
Now, modifications.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so I like to modify a lot of patterns and just a lot of materials. So I use these two for Rook. Now for Rook, I have this kind of like, it's almost like a metal baseball cap, but I'll show specifically. So
I think there's a laser on this, is there?
up around the little curve there, I needed that.
Step ladder. You want me to point?
You point.
Okay, I'll point.
I'm sorry, I'm short.
I feel like I'm in
Where do you want me to point?
At the curve.
Here? Here?
Sure.
There.
So I needed that specific curve, got that pattern, and then I used it as a base, as well as I tinfoil wrapped the top of my head. So I got a little tinfoil egg, and I ended up smashing those two together. Made a lovely helmet. Was like, when it comes to making anything, and there's no commercial pattern for it. Buy something that you see an identifiable piece that will be relatively difficult for you to make. Use it as as your foundation, use it as your base. So my Cullen one, that took nearly 100 hours of 3D modeling and then modeling in Fabric Designer a pattern because there is no base. So when you can, cut yourself some time.
Yeah.
And for free patterns, much props. I highly recommend. There's 600 free prop, 600 free patterns, and then even
One sec. Waddle.
You go through that, I swear.
even with
Oh my god, you shook the whole stage.
even with the glove, there was no way I was going to sew a pair of gloves without losing my sanity. So I cut out the elastic on the inside, cut all the fingers off, re-burnished the edges, dyed them, and I simply saved myself time and sanity by simply modifying.
It worked.
Look, sanity is great, especially when you're a cosplayer, because we have very little of it.
Yeah. Sadly thinking about it.
It's a sad truth. Oh yeah.
Alright, this is out of my department.
You're allowed to sit while you talk.
So, when it comes to even owning some or just trying to upgrade when it comes to owning any pre-made cosplay, you can always upgrade it very simply. So you get €20 Spider-Man suit off AliExpress. It's flat. Puff paint over the lines. You now have a €90 suit. You get a face shell. It's now 120. 120. I hate that bus. But now you get a boo to 120. But we
46,
get.
eh?
Okay.
43 on top.
My point is, minor modifications to a pre-made cosplay can absolutely elevate them. So even stuff like this, you have embellishments. So I did Skyrim Guard, and I decided that specific lacing I was going to use because it's nice, it's pretty, and texture.
Slay.
I love texture.
I would chime in, but I never want to see another trim in my life because I spent the last 3 days like gluing and sewing on trim to my dress for tomorrow.
You were crazy. I was crazy once.
I literally finished at 5 a.m. I was hand sewing on the rhinestones. It's so bad.
You say you like texture, but what about microfiber?
I'm not. No,
Uh-huh.
I'm not touching that. The autism won't let me touch it.
Okay.
I can't touch microfiber.
Oh,
I'm with that with steel wool. Hate steel wool.
Weathering,
I love that game studio.
always weather. Before I weathered the paint job, after.
This is actually mostly like watered down paint. I didn't get to use any tea because I didn't have any tea or coffee left in the house.
You drank it all.
I actually don't like tea.
Same.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm a fake Irish
Look,
person.
I'm with you. I hate
I
it.
don't like
hate
tea.
it.
I need to leave. I feel disgusted here.
No.
I'll actually chime in with this one because the Irish Spartan weathered this suit. And what was it again? So when he built this suit and I seen it in progress, it was like he took it from the movie or the show, and then it was like, okay, well these guys are how many years in the Clone Army? About 10 years. Yeah, so they're not the fresh newbie spawns. These guys are like best of the best of the best of the best of the best. So like my character, for example, Wrecker, has taken how many chest shots? 5, 10, and that's just in one episode. So like, yeah, you can see in some places where like the paint is now shiny, but it's not meant to be. And in certain places, it's like gunmetal grey, and then correction. The whole suit is gunmetal grey, and then it's a correction fluid Tipex in some places, and then sprayed off, and then the silver Sharpies in some places, and black weather down paint. But like I haven't come off the production lot.
What if I do a Hatsume Miku dance in this cosplay?
I'm guilty of that one back in the day.
Love it.
I thought
That footage will
had
never
it.
be found.
it's always funny doing meme dances.
Yeah. But like whether it's just, you know, if, for example, depending on whether you want to do like obviously cosplay being costume and play both combined together. Whether
It's so integral. Like,
Yeah.
I think you need to have fun.
whether you want to just like, depending on if the character, for example, is Miku and you're up dancing high energy, high crowd, or for example, if it's myself doing Lilith and she comes on and it's imposing, it's I don't know how to like imposing, aggressive, stern, or if you're coming on as Valken, I have the helmet down, I come on, I've got my stick that jingles, and I come around and it's more, mysterious, that scene where, she is not sure if Hiccup, that's her son, you can come on, you can be a bit more, creepy, encrypted, or Daymalin if I come on and, I'm like, I'm gonna crush your skull, big sword, that sort of vibe. It depends on what character you want to do and what way you want to take it. So no one's gonna say, oh, Lilith shouldn't be doing this sort of happy dance or whatever. I'm like, it's my interpretation of what I want to do. So don't let people kind of tell you, because your character is this, you can't do it that way. It's cosplay, so it's
all a bit of craft.
And everyone.
Yeah, well, Lilith's doing a happy dance because the amount of players that she couldn't be her in the fourth phase.
I mean, I was about to say that sounds like a you problem, bro.
But like, there's a lot of different interpretations you can have when it comes to a character. So like, for me, I did Cullen, and I did performance to rootlessness because Cullen is a commander. So it was him being, he was speaking like Poseidon's lyrics, and the idea was that, sake of it, it's the Haven scene, and it is demanding. You need to actually start fighting for your lives because that's what is at stake. The world is at stake. While my brother, for example, like, oh, it doesn't really suit. It's up to interpretation. If you can carry out and have like a good planned out performance based on your interpretation, like it can work. Even outside of performances, stage presence. So yourself
so important.
Yourself at DCC, even though it's a catwalk, you still like
Encrypted little goblin running around.
have gone. While others just God, that's not me shaming anyone.
Like, it is totally fine to walk on and show off your costume,
Yeah.
but it does add so much, because you can tell they're enjoying being up there. Like, if they're characterizing, like using like improv skills, acting skills, if you're characterizing something, like it brings that to the next level and it makes it like, this is that person, this is that character.
And I find it comes with time as well. Like, I didn't, excuse the pun, I didn't come out the womb, just being able to, walk up on stage and, look menacing, look aggressive. When I first started and I was like 12 years of age and I came on stage, I was crap at it. Like, I wasn't just like, oh my god, I was like going, oh my god, come on stage. And I think I came on stage, probably did one of the, the generic little like pose, and then I ran off. And then as the years went on and I got more into it and I was seeing other people in the scene, that developed. So like, if you're thinking, oh, I can't go up on stage, or if I do go up on stage, I can't do, you're looking at other cosplays, I don't think I can do the whole performance, it'll grow, you just gotta give it time to actually grow,
They all progress differently.
Yeah, 100%.
I only started competing about 4 years ago. My first ever competition, I had a very severe anxiety attack and was crying under my helmet, and I just zoomed. I seen the footage. It took me 7 seconds to basically go across. I had 30 seconds. 7 seconds, I was gone.
That's quite
anxiety,
excessive.
anxiety attack. But
Pro
I kept
speed
on
run
going.
masquerade.
Yeah, I'm
Gotta go
running.
fast.
Anxiety makes time feel a lot faster, but it ended up being a case that I just went, I'm gonna do it again, and I kept on doing it, and now it's not a problem at all. Like, you have to keep on pushing yourself out there because yes, it's hard. Yes, you're going to have anxiety. I still have anxiety when it comes to
No,
performing.
I've been performing my whole life on such big stages, and I'm so lucky to have had that. And I've been doing my whole life. I love it so much, but it is still, every time you get up there, it's still just as scary. And it's because like you know everybody's looking, but like when you remember everyone's looking, everyone's positively looking, they all want to see you do well.
Yeah, like-
remembering that is so important.
Yeah, I mean, like literally 2 minutes before we were on stage, I got that, you know, that butterfly feeling where it's like it's not it's a mixture of nerves, but it's also like, oh, I gotta do this. And then as soon as you sit down, you're actually talking, you get into it. Gone. I'm looking at myself going, where was those butterflies? They're gone
That
now.
probably explains the cutscene.
Oh, you keep going, you find out what's gonna happen.
I know what happens.
But like even it wasn't until last year that I finally got to a point where I knew what had to be done for a performance. I knew what I needed to do, and even though like I have never placed in a performance like category, I absolutely love competing, and Okamicon taught me so much. I did not place at Okamicon, but I am grateful to lose and see what others have done.
I think
and
like
prove
you need
upon myself.
to be able to lose, like to be able to like win at it's like the personal success.
Yeah, you can't let it, just because you don't place, or you can't let that go, oh, well, I'm not good enough or anything like that. You gotta,
That's not true.
Yeah,
Like,
you gotta,
it's just on this particular
you gotta
day,
let it,
you know?
you gotta let yourself keep going. Like, you're gonna take, life's gonna give you a couple of knocks, you just gotta keep getting back up. I think
Yeah,
that's
it's
a
like the
Miley
X
Cyrus
Factor.
song.
Where is most of them now? Everyone remembers second and third place.
Uh-huh.
And in the cosplay community, there unfortunately is a bit of an attitude, I guess, of the, well, I'm not gonna compete because I know I'm not gonna win. It's okay to lose.
If you're competing to win, this is like a bold thing for me to say, but if you're competing just to win, I don't think you should compete.
Exactly.
It's not about that. It's about getting up there and supporting your peers and doing your best.
But like even I always ask for any feedback that I get.
Yeah.
And I like the little nerd I am, I have a notebook for it and I bring the notebook with me and I'm like,
Yeah, it's literally attached to your leg.
oh yeah, you're saying this, I should do this technique. Yes,
Smart.
yes. But like it is good to lose because you see what you need to win. Like if you've seen Sarah McCostume's Sandy performance and seeing the creativity it takes to be able to place, or I forget the other people who place Okamicon. I know their places, I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But looking at what the sheer level they had to get to is enough to help you figure out what you need. Which one? Yeah.
I hate to stop it there, but we need to move on.
Yes.
So, any tips or advice for beginner cosplayers?
I think we just covered a chunk of that there as well.
Yeah, I think I could just keep skipping. How to personalize your cosplay? Taryn carries a duck. Taryn is a duck.
Do you carry a duck?
Have you got a duck on you?
I love
Show us the duck.
cosplays.
I
Did I already
got
talk
the
about
duck today, but I'm bringing a duck tomorrow. I always have this duck. It's a very large duck. I like the duck.
I can get to that now in a second when we move on for the questions. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm just gonna come back. I do love personalized cosplays so much. We didn't talk about that though. It's fine.
Makeup. Shannon.
Okay, I wrote the slide.
I was like, oh, that wasn't me, but
I wrote the slide, but I can't see it because I don't have my glasses on. So, yeah, I can kind of see it. Makeup, I love makeup so much. It's super fun. I think you don't need it, but I think it does. It has like cosplay. I think it can like add that little bit of extra like pizzazz. Like you said pizzazz, yeah? Like it adds that little bit more. You can do so many different things with fun things. What I used to do before, I wear contact lenses now, but like before I could do that, I used to like do my eyeshadow the color of their eyes, kind of represent that. You can use so many different things.
Yeah.
You can change your skin tone like, reasonably. Like you can be like white. I explained that really poorly. Like body paint, you can be like all these different like characters.
yeah.
Fun fact, that's her naturally white skin from coming back from
I
Australia.
feel that.
I went into hiding.
The beacons of Liz Condor calls for aid.
I know, I mean, like, depending, like, I mean, it goes far.
Where does it begin and end?
I mean, it's like a little two-tone going on there now.
I love body painting. I was a Homestuck, so I've been to my fair share of grey paint in the past. Don't mention the Sharpie bath. I see you lifting that microphone.
I was going to.
I know. I mean, but I think it adds so much. Like you can look so different. Polish a look, make it look like really neat and finished. Like it doesn't even have to be that glam. Like I've got like gross shit stuff. Sorry, all over my face. And like I think it just adds to it. You know, I think it makes it fun.
And the thing about makeup is it can always move on to special effects.
Yes, this is also me. I really love horror, I really love blood, I love all that stuff, I don't even can tell. That girl up there, that's me, hi. You don't need, sorry I'm so all over the place, I can't read this. A lot of people, like, they ask me, like, oh, where do you get your supplies, like, how do you afford all this, like, special effects stuff? You don't need to spend a lot of money to get good results. This cosplay, it cost me maybe less than €5 to make altogether. Everything was stuff I found, like stuff I made. You can use like whatever you have around, like paint. I used cardboard paste for all the vomit. I used Tic Tacs as well. They fell off and got really sticky, but like it worked, you know.
The crows really enjoyed them at IGN winter, I'll tell you that.
Huh?
The seagulls and the crows
Oh
enjoyed
Jesus, yeah, I pecked that. Like, yeah, it was great. But
That's the same with like when for Lilith, like she usually will have, and I don't always put them on because sometimes I need to give my skin a break, and again I won't always be 100% accurate, but they're like in some of my pictures and things I do have prosthetics, so she does have horns that come out the side of her face. I was thinking, I had a look online, I was thinking, oh my god, people are charging, you know, however much for prosthetics on Etsy, so I said, right, I can make my own, and I had never like made prosthetics in my life, so I decided like 2 years ago I'm going to go on this adventure, I'm going to learn a new skill, and it worked out great in terms of literally I just experimented with latex and making clay like molds and everything like that. Like it doesn't have to be, you know, silicone and everything like that. You can go straight down. Like I think I made a simple pair, the first tester pair. I just like made the shapes out of clay, let them dry, and then I just did a couple of layers of latex, slowly took them off, and they were durable, handy, and you know,
like proper supplies. I will say this, like I've done like work with like silicone and like bought like proper film grade stuff. It is so expensive, and it's not worth it. If you don't have that kind of budget, you do not need it. I wouldn't recommend like investing.
Like a lot of the cheap options for effects, they don't end up working. Like I used to do a lot of the, if I were doing like starring stuff, I've been doing stuff like the toilet paper method, for example, and a lot of the issues are that they don't last long, and every time you don't get to make a mold. So if you need stuff like that, invest, because it will not be rewearable. Like I did
invest in body safe and like good, but you don't need all the fancy equipment. Like anytime anyone, like I do work with silicone, anytime anyone asks like, oh, where can I get it? I also say, do you really need it? Because you probably don't. You can probably get the same thing with like clay.
A cheap thing I would recommend is Snazaroo does like this FX wax.
Yep. Gar wax.
I used to do Obito from Naruto, and the toilet paper method didn't work because most I moved my face.
that's a throwback.
But
Sorry to go across your lines just after noticing me there, 5 minutes left. So we'll just skip on to transporting your cosplay.
Quick.
yeah, if you're carrying it, for IKEA bag, we love it. 20 to 40 kilo suitcase, great, and the classic like 40-liter box. They're
I
great.
use like a Centra shopping bag sometimes.
Sports Direct as well.
Woody's also had them on special offer at the moment, just letting you know.
Oh no.
Me trying to transport them, if you're trying to transport them from country, I found the best method bringing both Dame Aylin and Valka home from Australia was to put the helmets I put in suitcases, and I strap them with clothes. Therefore, I'm transporting both my own clothes and cosplay home. Fill everything up with clothes around it, inside the helmets, keeps the shape. They got home fully in one piece, And then for the cosplay pieces themselves, the armour and everything, I put them because they, like for example, Australia will charge you about $800 to ship stuff home to Ireland in a box. It is extortion. Don't even get me started. I'll rage. But I found actually putting them, double wrapping them in not packaging, it's the insulation foam that you get in like in Bunnings or Woodies, wrapping that, and then putting them inside 2 bin bags. They will not charge, for example, coming from there, they'll charge me, I think it was $120 to ship the 2 things home, compared to $800, steal. So I was delighted, but putting them in 2 bags, and the airtight bags that you can suck with the
vacuum seal.
The vacuum seal ones. If it's just a load of little bits and fabric and everything like that, and you're tacked for space, you're bringing a load in the car, putting them in the vacuum seal bags, slipping it down, you know, I found one of the best ways to transport stuff.
Oh, Shan,
Yeah.
behind you.
Well, what was it?
No!
I did say I was going to do it, or I didn't.
Let you down. That's my cue to get up.
Yeah. And with that, give a round of applause to our wonderful panelists.
Really ending on that note.
I'm actually so upset now. Thank you very much.
I did say I was going to do it.
Thank you guys so much though.
Thank you.
To his yap.
Take it to that.
Thank you, we're a bit of a couple of yappers.
Oh
so.
no. It's wrong.
This is just a group of 4 yappers.
Oh yeah.
Blasted through it, got the performance, and went 3 hours late down.
3 hours, 84.
Amazing.
It's not that long, like.
Yeah.
I could have kept going. I could have kept going.